Succeeding at challenging conversations is an essential skill, both in personal and professional life. Whether you need to address a conflict, provide constructive feedback, or discuss sensitive topics, mastering the art of handling difficult discussions can lead to positive outcomes. These conversations can be emotionally charged, but with the right approach, you can navigate them effectively. Preparation, setting the stage for success. Preparing for a challenging conversation is often the most critical step in ensuring a positive outcome. As Harvard Business Review, HBR, contributor Amy Jen Su highlights in her article, How to Have Difficult Conversations When You Don't Like Conflict, these discussions require a well-thought-out approach. In his book, Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High, Al Switzler emphasizes the importance of starting with a clear objective. Defining your goals before entering a difficult conversation helps you maintain focus and increases the likelihood of achieving a productive outcome. It's crucial to ask yourself, what do I aim to achieve through this conversation? Whether it's seeking resolution, mutual understanding, or a change in behavior, having a clear purpose is a key element of successful communication. Gathering relevant information and facts, the power of data. In their book Difficult Conversations, How to Discuss What Matters Most, Douglas Stone, Bruce Patton, and Sheila Heen stress the significance of gathering relevant information and facts to bolster your position. Accurate data can provide a solid foundation for your arguments, making your points more compelling. It also demonstrates that you've done your homework, which can increase your credibility in the eyes of the other party. The importance of data in difficult conversations is also underscored by Harvard Business Review. In an article titled Data-Driven Difficult Conversations, the author emphasizes the role of data in grounding your argument, making it less personal and more fact-based. Citing statistics, studies, or concrete examples can help to convey your message effectively. Anticipating objections and responses, the power of preparation. Anticipating objections and responses is a key element of preparation. The book Difficult Conversations points out that considering potential reactions from the other party can help you formulate a well-rounded and flexible approach. Being prepared for different scenarios boosts your confidence during the conversation, as you're less likely to be caught off guard. An article in the Harvard Business Review titled The Key to Dealing with Difficult People, It's About You, by Tony Schwartz emphasizes the importance of emotional preparation. It suggests that anticipating how you will manage your own emotions when faced with objections or difficult responses is equally crucial. By acknowledging your emotions and having a plan to manage them, you can maintain a calm and professional demeanor throughout the conversation. Choosing the right time and place, creating an optimal environment. Selecting the right time and place for a difficult conversation is not just a logistical detail, it's a strategic decision. According to HBR's article, The Right Way to End a Conversation, timing is essential. Finding a location that is comfortable, private, and free from distractions is critical for fostering an atmosphere conducive to productive dialogue. In their book Crucial Conversations, the authors emphasize the importance of ensuring that both parties can dedicate sufficient time to the conversation. Rushed conversations are more likely to lead to misunderstandings or unresolved issues. Therefore, scheduling adequate time and eliminating interruptions is crucial for the success of your difficult conversation. Active listening, the key to understanding and resolution. Active listening is a fundamental skill that can significantly enhance the quality and outcome of difficult conversations. In a world filled with constant distractions, mastering active listening is more critical than ever. As highlighted in Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High by Al Switzler, Joseph Grenny, and Ron McMillan, active listening is not just about hearing words, but also understanding the emotions and intentions behind those words. Being fully present, the power of undivided attention. One of the foundational principles of active listening is being fully present during the conversation. In his book, Crucial Conversations, Schwetzler emphasizes the importance of putting away devices and minimizing external distractions. Being fully present means giving your undivided attention to the person you're engaging with. In the digital age, where constant notifications and distractions vie for our attention, this skill is invaluable. Furthermore, in the Harvard Business Review article titled "The Science of Building Rapport," the authors stress that being fully present not only demonstrates respect for the other person, but also creates an environment of trust and rapport. When someone feels they have your full attention, they are more likely to open up and engage in a meaningful conversation. Avoiding interruptions and premature conclusions, fostering respectful dialogue. Active listening also involves avoiding the common pitfall of interrupting or jumping to conclusions. Douglas Stone, Bruce Patton, and Sheila Heen, authors of Difficult Conversations: How to Discuss What Matters Most, highlight the importance of giving the other person space to express their thoughts and feelings without judgment. Interrupting or making premature conclusions can disrupt the flow of the conversation and hinder understanding. The Harvard Business Review article, Bursting the CEO Bubble, further emphasizes that giving others the opportunity to share their thoughts and ideas without interruption is not only a sign of respect, but also a way to harness the collective intelligence within a team or conversation. By actively listening and allowing for uninterrupted communication, you create an atmosphere of inclusivity and collaboration. Reflecting back, demonstrating empathy and understanding. Reflecting back what you've heard is a powerful technique in active listening. This not only confirms your understanding, but also demonstrates that you value the other person's perspective. In the book Difficult Conversations, the authors stress that reflective listening can help uncover hidden concerns and emotions that might not be immediately evident. It's a way to show that you are genuinely engaged in the conversation and committed to understanding the other person's point of view. Additionally, in the Harvard Business Review article titled "The Surprising Power of Questions," the author highlights the role of questions in active listening. Reflective questions, in particular, can help you delve deeper into the other person's perspective, allowing for a more comprehensive understanding of their thoughts and feelings. Using open-ended questions, encouraging dialogue and sharing. Another essential aspect of active listening is the use of open-ended questions. Open-ended questions encourage the other person to share their thoughts and feelings more openly, thereby creating a true dialogue rather than a one-sided monologue. Crucial Conversations underscores the importance of open-ended questions in fostering an open and honest exchange. In the Harvard Business Review article titled "The Art of Asking Questions," the author explains that open-ended questions invite the other person to express themselves more freely. These questions often begin with what, how, or why and encourage deeper exploration of the topic at hand. This technique not only promotes active listening but also demonstrates your genuine interest in understanding the other person's perspective. Empathize, building bridges through understanding. Empathy is a cornerstone of effective communication during challenging conversations. It's the ability to understand and share the feelings, thoughts, and concerns of the other person. Empathy creates a bridge between two individuals, enabling a deeper connection and fostering constructive dialogue. As stated in Difficult Conversations: How to Discuss What Matters Most by Douglas Stone, Bruce Patton, and Sheila Heen, empathy can transform a contentious exchange into a meaningful conversation. Seeing the situation from their perspective, the power of empathetic imagination. One crucial aspect of empathy is making an effort to see the situation from the other person's point of view. This requires stepping into their shoes, trying to understand their emotions, thoughts, and concerns. In the book Nonviolent Communication: A Language of Life by Marshall B. Rosenberg, the author emphasizes the importance of empathy as a way to connect with others on a human level. Rosenberg explains that by recognizing the feelings and needs of the other person, you can build bridges of understanding even in the most challenging conversations. Moreover, an article in Harvard Business Review titled "Why You Need to Stop Pretending to Be a Perfect Leader" underscores the role of empathy in leadership. It suggests that effective leaders make a conscious effort to understand the perspectives and struggles of their team members. This empathetic approach not only builds trust but also enhances collaboration and problem-solving in the workplace. Validating their feelings, building trust and open communication. Empathy also involves validating the other person's feelings, even if you disagree with their perspective. In Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High by Al Switzler, Joseph Grenny, and Ron McMillan, the authors stress that validating emotions can help de-escalate tension and create an atmosphere of trust. Acknowledging the validity of someone's emotions is an essential step in building rapport and opening the lines of communication. Furthermore, an article in the Harvard Business Review titled "How to Build an Ethical Business Culture" underscores the importance of validating emotions in creating an ethical and empathetic workplace culture. Validating the emotions of employees, especially when addressing sensitive issues, fosters an environment where people feel heard and valued. Utilizing I statements, fostering constructive dialogue. To express your thoughts and feelings empathetically, it's essential to utilize I statements. Instead of making accusatory or judgmental remarks, I statements allow you to convey your perspective without creating defensiveness. In their book Difficult Conversations, Stone, Patton, and Heen highlight the value of using I statements as a way to express your own feelings and needs without assigning blame. Additionally, in an article from the Harvard Business Review titled "How to Give Feedback to People Who Cry, Yell, or Get Defensive," the author emphasizes the importance of using I statements when providing feedback. This approach helps create a safe and non-confrontational space, making it easier for the other person to receive and process the feedback. Stay calm, the art of emotional resilience. In the midst of challenging conversations, maintaining emotional composure is paramount. Emotions can run high, and how you manage them can significantly impact the direction and outcome of the discussion. As noted in Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ by Daniel Goleman, emotional self-regulation is a critical component of emotional intelligence, and it plays a substantial role in successful communication. Practice emotional self-regulation, navigating turbulent waters. Practicing emotional self-regulation is key to staying calm during difficult conversations. It involves strategies like taking deep breaths and employing relaxation techniques to keep your emotions in check. In Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High by Al Switzler, Joseph Grenny, and Ron McMillan, the authors highlight the importance of managing your emotions, especially in high-stakes conversations. They suggest that taking a moment to center yourself can help you maintain composure when emotions are running high. Furthermore, in an article from the Harvard Business Review titled "The Mind of a Leader," the authors emphasize the role of emotional self-regulation in leadership. Leaders who can control their emotions are better equipped to make thoughtful decisions and maintain a positive work environment. This extends to their ability to navigate challenging conversations with employees or colleagues. Avoid reacting emotionally, containing emotional contagion. It's crucial to avoid reacting emotionally during difficult conversations. Emotions can be contagious, and a negative emotional reaction can quickly escalate the situation. In Difficult Conversations, How to Discuss What Matters Most by Douglas Stone, Bruce Patton, and Sheila Heen, the authors discuss the concept of emotional contagion, where one person's emotions can spread to others in a conversation. Reacting emotionally can trigger defensiveness or hostility in the other person, making it even more challenging to reach a resolution. The importance of avoiding emotional reactions is further reinforced in an article from the Harvard Business Review titled, "How to Give Tough Feedback That Helps People Grow." The article suggests that maintaining a calm and collected demeanor when providing feedback, even if it's challenging, is vital for creating a supportive and constructive environment for growth. Use I statements, expressing emotions effectively. To express your emotions and needs in a non-accusatory or hostile manner, it's valuable to use I statements. This approach allows you to convey your perspective without sounding judgmental. In Crucial Conversations, the authors emphasize the use of I statements as a way to express your feelings and needs without assigning blame. This technique promotes open and respectful communication. In an article from the Harvard Business Review titled "Feedback That Works," the author highlights the use of I statements when providing feedback. It's a technique that can prevent the other person from becoming defensive and encourage them to be more receptive to your input. Be clear and specific, the power of precision in communication. When engaging in challenging conversations, clarity and specificity are pivotal for successful communication. As highlighted in Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High by Al Switzler, Joseph Grenny, and Ron McMillan, clarity is the cornerstone of effective dialogue during high-stakes discussions. To ensure your message is understood and to prevent misunderstandings, it's crucial to communicate with precision. State your message clearly and directly, the art of plain language. One of the fundamental principles of effective communication during difficult conversations is to state your message clearly and directly. Utilizing straightforward language to express your thoughts and feelings without ambiguity is essential, as emphasized in the book, Difficult Conversations: How to Discuss What Matters Most by Douglas Stone, Bruce Patton, and Sheila Heen. They stress the importance of avoiding convoluted or vague language that can hinder understanding and clarity. Furthermore, an article from the Harvard Business Review titled "The Language of Leadership" underscores the value of plain language in leadership communication. Leaders who communicate clearly and directly are more likely to inspire trust and rally their teams effectively. This principle is transferable to challenging conversations, where clear communication can lead to positive outcomes. Avoid vague or ambiguous language, minimizing miscommunication. Equally important is the need to avoid vague or ambiguous language when discussing challenging topics. The more precise and specific your language, the lower the chances of miscommunication. In Nonviolent Communication, A Language of Life by Marshall B. Rosenberg, the author advocates for the use of language that clearly expresses feelings and needs. Vague language can lead to misunderstandings and potentially escalate conflicts. An article in the Harvard Business Review titled "The Power of Talk: Who Gets Heard and Why" explores the concept of linguistic power. The article highlights that the clarity of one's language can significantly influence their impact in conversations. Leaders and individuals who use precise, unambiguous language are more likely to be heard and understood. Use examples, illuminating your points. To illustrate your perspective more effectively, using examples is highly recommended. Providing specific instances or scenarios can make your points more relatable and understandable. In Crucial Conversations, the authors emphasize the value of using examples to clarify your message and enhance understanding. The Harvard Business Review article, "The Art of Giving and Receiving Advice," also underscores the use of examples when providing advice. The article suggests that illustrative anecdotes and real-world examples can help the other person grasp the practical implications of your message, making it more actionable and convincing. In summary, being clear and specific is indispensable when navigating challenging conversations. This involves stating your message clearly, avoiding vague or ambiguous language, and using examples to illustrate your points. These strategies, supported by insights from books and articles, can enhance your ability to communicate effectively during difficult conversations, leading to greater understanding and more constructive outcomes. Focus on solutions, the path to resolution and progress. When faced with challenging conversations, it's essential to shift the focus from the problem to finding solutions. As highlighted in Crucial Conversations: Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High by Al Switzler, Joseph Grenny, and Ron McMillan, a solution-oriented approach is often the key to resolving conflicts and moving forward constructively. Here's how to promote this approach effectively. Collaborate with the other party, the power of joint problem solving. Collaboration is a fundamental aspect of focusing on solutions during difficult conversations. Approaching the conversation with a willingness to work together is a central theme in The Difficult Conversations: How to Discuss What Matters Most by Douglas Stone, Bruce Patton, and Sheila Heen. The authors stress that the best outcomes are achieved when both parties work collaboratively to find mutually acceptable solutions rather than one party imposing their viewpoint on the other. Moreover, the Harvard Business Review article titled "Why We Collaborate" delves into the importance of collaboration in the workplace. It highlights that true collaboration, where parties work together to achieve a common goal, fosters innovation and efficiency. This concept is transferable to challenging conversations where collaboration can lead to innovative and mutually beneficial solutions. Encourage brainstorming, fostering creativity and ownership. Another key aspect of a solution-oriented approach is encouraging brainstorming. Inviting both parties to contribute to the generation of potential solutions can be a powerful tool in difficult conversations. The authors argue that brainstorming not only fosters a sense of ownership in the resolution process, but also increases the likelihood of finding a resolution that works for everyone. An article from the Harvard Business Review titled "The Discipline of Innovation" underscores the role of brainstorming in innovation. It highlights that brainstorming sessions can stimulate creativity and lead to innovative solutions. When applied to difficult conversations, brainstorming can help uncover novel ideas and approaches to resolving conflicts. Clearly define expectations for the future, the role of clarity and accountability. To ensure that the conversation results in actionable solutions, it's crucial to clearly define expectations for the future. Identifying concrete actions or changes that are expected moving forward is essential. The authors of Crucial Conversations stress that this step helps avoid ambiguity and sets the stage for a productive follow-up. In a Harvard Business Review article titled "The New Science of Building Great Teams," the authors emphasize the importance of setting clear expectations to build high-performing teams. The same principle applies to challenging conversations. Clearly defining expectations and, when necessary, agreeing on a timeline for implementing solutions is vital for accountability and progress. In summary, a solution-oriented approach is a powerful way to address difficult conversations effectively. By collaborating with the other party, encouraging brainstorming, and clearly defining expectations for the future, you can navigate challenging discussions with a focus on resolution and progress. These strategies, supported by insights from books and articles, can lead to more constructive outcomes and foster a culture of problem-solving and growth. Practice patience, the virtue of emotional intelligence. Navigating difficult conversations can be a lengthy and emotionally charged process. In these situations, practicing patience is a virtue that not only enhances your emotional intelligence, but also significantly contributes to successful communication. As discussed in Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ by Daniel Goleman, emotional intelligence includes the ability to manage your own emotions and empathize with the emotions of others. Understanding the need for processing time and embracing emotional complexity. During challenging conversations, it's important to recognize that the other person may need time to process the conversation, especially when emotionally charged topics are involved. This element of patience acknowledges the complexity of emotions and the diverse ways individuals cope with difficult discussions. As noted in Difficult Conversations, How to Discuss What Matters Most by Douglas Stone, Bruce Patton, and Sheila Heen, different people have varying emotional reactions and processing speeds during tough conversations. The importance of understanding and respecting the need for processing time is also highlighted in the Harvard Business Review article titled "The Art of Constructive Criticism." It emphasizes that patience is a critical aspect of providing feedback that is truly constructive and well received. Waiting for the other person to absorb the information and their emotions to stabilize can lead to a more productive follow-up. Being open to revisiting the discussion, the power of second chances. Patience also means being open to revisiting the discussion if necessary. In Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High by Al Switzler, Joseph Grenny, and Ron McMillan, the authors discuss the concept of the safety net. This safety net involves a mutual understanding that if a resolution cannot be reached during the initial conversation, the discussion can be reopened at a later time. This approach ensures that no one feels pressured to make hasty decisions or compromises. The value of being open to revisiting discussions is further supported in an article from the Harvard Business Review titled, "Why Teens Should Argue." It suggests that disagreements and unresolved discussions should be seen as opportunities for further exploration and learning. A follow-up conversation can lead to a more informed and well-considered resolution. In summary, practicing patience during difficult conversations is an integral part of emotional intelligence and effective communication. Understanding the need for processing time, respecting the emotional complexity of others, and being open to revisiting discussions if necessary are essential components of patience. These strategies, supported by insights from books and articles, can help you navigate challenging conversations with empathy and emotional intelligence, ultimately leading to more constructive and successful outcomes. Follow up, the crucial step for accountability and resolution. Concluding a difficult conversation is not the end of the process, it's merely a transition to the next phase. After a challenging discussion, it's crucial to follow up to ensure that any agreed-upon actions are being taken. This step demonstrates your commitment to the resolution and accountability, providing a foundation for trust and long-term success. Recent books, articles, and research shed light on the significance of this phase. Ensuring accountability, the role of follow-up. Accountability is a cornerstone of effective communication and conflict resolution, and the follow-up phase plays a pivotal role in ensuring it. In Crucial Accountability, Tools for Resolving Violated Expectations, Broken Commitments, and Bad Behavior, by Kerry Patterson, Joseph Grenny, David Maxfield, and Ron McMillan, the authors delve into the importance of holding individuals accountable for their actions and commitments. Effective follow-up is a key component of this accountability process, reinforcing the understanding that actions have consequences. Recent research published in the Journal of Applied Psychology highlights the impact of accountability on team performance. The study, titled Accountability and Performance: The Mediating Effect of Psychological Safety, underscores that a culture of accountability enhances performance and overall team effectiveness. The concept of accountability is transferable to challenging conversations, where follow-up is a practical means of ensuring that commitments are upheld. Maintaining open communication, the trust-building power of follow-up. After a difficult conversation, follow-up is not only about accountability but also about maintaining open lines of communication. Recent articles in Harvard Business Review, such as "The Critical Feedback and Advice Most People Are Missing," highlight the significance of continuous feedback and dialogue in professional relationships. A simple, "How are things going since our conversation?" can go a long way in demonstrating your commitment to understanding and resolving issues. Research in the International Journal of Conflict Management titled "The Role of Trust in Conflict Communication: Antecedents and Consequences" emphasizes the link between trust and conflict resolution. Effective follow-up is a trust-building mechanism that fosters open, honest, and ongoing communication. It reinforces your dedication to working through challenges together and can ultimately lead to stronger, more positive relationships. The psychology of follow-up, an essential skill. Understanding the psychology of follow-up is equally important. In his book, Never Split the Difference: Negotiating as if Your Life Depended on It, former FBI negotiator Chris Voss delves into the psychology of effective communication. He highlights that follow-up demonstrates that you care about the other person's perspective and are invested in the resolution. Furthermore, in the article "The Art of Follow-Up," published in Harvard Business Review, the author discusses the art of effective follow-up in business contexts. It underscores the importance of prompt and consistent follow-up as a means of building and strengthening professional relationships. In summary, following up after difficult conversations is a critical step that contributes to accountability, trust, and resolution. Recent books, articles, and research support the idea that effective follow-up is not only about ensuring that commitments are upheld, but also about maintaining open lines of communication and reinforcing your commitment to understanding and resolving issues. By mastering the art of follow-up, you can navigate challenging conversations with a focus on long-term success and positive relationships. Learn from the experience, the path to personal and professional growth. Every difficult conversation is not just a challenge, but also an opportunity for growth and improvement. Reflecting on the conversation and your approach is a fundamental step towards extracting valuable lessons that can be applied in future challenging discussions. Recent books, articles, and research emphasize the significance of this reflective process. Continuous growth and self-improvement, the value of reflection. Self-improvement is an ongoing journey, and challenging conversations serve as valuable milestones along the way. Recent research in the Journal of Applied Psychology, in an article titled Learning from Experience in the Workplace, the roles of reflecting on performance and task complexity, underscores the role of reflective practices in professional development. The study demonstrates that individuals who engage in self-reflection are more likely to learn from their experiences and make continuous improvements in their performance. This concept of continuous growth through reflection is further explored in the book Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, by Angela Duckworth. Duckworth discusses the importance of evaluating one's experiences, learning from them, and using those lessons to develop resilience and adaptability. Identifying strengths and areas for improvement, self-assessment. Self-assessment is a crucial component of learning from challenging conversations. In recent articles from Harvard Business Review, such as Why Feedback Rarely Does What It's Meant to and The Benefits of Saying Nice Things About Your Colleagues, the importance of self-awareness and self-assessment is highlighted. These articles emphasize that evaluating one's communication style and behaviors can lead to insights about strengths and areas for improvement. Recent books like Radical Candor, Fully Revised and Updated Edition, Be a Kick-Ass Boss Without Losing Your Humanity, by Kim Scott offer practical guidance on improving communication and feedback in the workplace. Scott's approach emphasizes the importance of reflection and learning from both positive and challenging conversations to foster better professional relationships. Adapting and applying insights, future-proofing your communication. Challenging conversations provide an opportunity not only to learn, but also to adapt and apply the insights gained. In the Harvard Business Review article Learning to Learn by Erika Anderson, the author discusses the concept of adaptive learning. This involves actively seeking out new knowledge and applying it to future challenges. Learning from difficult conversations and adapting your approach is a form of adaptive learning that can future-proof your communication skills. In Emotional Intelligence 2.0, by Travis Bradbury and Jean Greaves, the authors emphasize that learning from experience and adapting to new situations is a key component of emotional intelligence. Developing the ability to apply insights gained from past interactions is a valuable skill for effective communication. Conclusion: transforming challenges into opportunities. Challenging conversations are not merely obstacles but opportunities for growth and improvement. Recent books, articles, and research emphasize the value of reflection, self-assessment, and adaptive learning in the context of difficult discussions. By approaching challenging conversations with a growth mindset and a commitment to learning from the experience, you can not only navigate these conversations more effectively, but also continue to evolve and enhance your communication skills. Real-life scenario and case study to practice. Conflict in the workplace. Imagine a scenario in a corporate setting where two employees, Sarah and Michael, who have been working on a project together, are experiencing a significant communication breakdown. They have differing perspectives on the project's direction and have reached a point where their interactions have become tense and unproductive. Case study addressing the conflict. Step 1. Preparation. Before initiating a difficult conversation, both Sarah and Michael take time to prepare. They define their objectives to resolve the conflict, ensure clear project direction, and rebuild a productive working relationship. This aligns with the guidance on preparation, which emphasizes setting clear goals. Step 2. Active listening. In the initial conversation, both Sarah and Michael practice active listening. They put away their devices and minimize distractions, as suggested. Sarah allows Michael to express his concerns and perspective without interrupting, and vice versa. This creates an environment where each party feels heard and understood. Step 3. Empathize. Recognizing the importance of empathy, Sarah and Michael make an effort to see the situation from each other's point of view. They validate each other's feelings, acknowledging that their differing perspectives are valid. They utilize I statements to express their thoughts and feelings without sounding accusatory or judgmental. Step 4. Stay calm. Both Sarah and Michael manage their emotions during the conversation, practicing emotional self-regulation as advised. They avoid reacting emotionally and maintain a calm, respectful demeanor. This prevents the situation from escalating further. Step 5. Be clear and specific. To address the communication breakdown, Sarah and Michael make an effort to be clear and specific about their concerns. They use straightforward language to express their thoughts and feelings without ambiguity. They avoid vague or ambiguous language and use examples to illustrate their points, enhancing clarity and understanding. Step 6. Focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on the problem, Sarah and Michael shift their focus to finding solutions. They collaborate to work together, inviting each other to contribute to brainstorming potential solutions. By jointly defining expectations for the future, they agree on concrete actions and a timeline to move the project forward. Step 7. Practice patience. After the initial conversation, Sarah and Michael recognize that a resolution may take time. They understand that both parties may need time to process and reflect. They are open to revisiting the discussion if necessary, as recommended. Step 8. Follow up. In the weeks that follow, Sarah and Michael continue to work closely on the project. They regularly check in with each other to see how things are progressing, ensuring that the agreed-upon actions are being taken. This ongoing follow-up demonstrates their commitment to the resolution and accountability. Outcome: resolved conflict and improved collaboration. By following these steps and applying the principles of effective communication, Sarah and Michael successfully resolved their conflict. They not only clarified the project's direction but also rebuilt a productive working relationship. The ongoing follow-up and commitment to the resolution ensured that the positive changes were sustained. This case study illustrates how the application of strategies for addressing difficult conversations can lead to tangible and positive outcomes in a real-world scenario.